Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Yeah, it's on. Okay, so we're both here for one thing, to talk about what the fuck. So what was that Nintendo Switch drop? Um, the Switch 2 is nothing new. Imagine that. This is basically like when they made the 3DS. You know what I mean? Like, we just added an extra dimension to this. Except for Nintendo added extra slots, extra things to it. For some reason, the Joy-Cons have a lot more of a slot to it. They have another protective layer on the joysticks for some reason. This was a first look. There's three things I gather from this. One, it looks exactly like the Nintendo Switch, like almost like the exact same. Like, this is like Coke 2. Anywho, new Coke, I mean. Then we look at straight up. It just looks a little sleeker. There's a couple more ports. For some reason, there's USB-C charging slot now. It's like it's like they fused the OLED, the like handheld switches, with Nintendo Switch. I hope that the graphics card on this one's better. I hope that the processor on this one is a lot better, because we all know in the past how well the processing units in the Switches have gone. Ugh. But on top of that, one of the most important things, like, and this is my third issue. Couldn't this just have been let to cook a little longer? Like, I have this feeling that they could have done something a little better than what shit has been presented to us in front of our faces. Like, the Switch 2 has disappointed me, which is probably going to be this title. You wonder why people are buying Steam Decks, Nintendo? I'm not actually trying to step on Nintendo's feet here, but like, Why are you just turning in the same project you did last time, but there's not even like a USB port on it, which arguably would have made it a little better. Like there's a USB-C port, but there's no like USB port. And granted, you don't need a USB port on this sort of thing, because what would you need a USB port for? But explain e- explain to me how the connectivity of like a Wii U is better than. There's just so much about this. There's just so much about this that's just like, why did we go this far, Nintendo? You didn't cook enough. You didn't cook enough. Then, when you brought what you cooked to the table, your lentils are not fully cooked. You brought the same. You brought the same. Uh, you brought the same protein you did from last round. You dressed it up with a little extra that wasn't in the last round, but was on another plate you did in a previous round. It's just like watching someone put together something and I know what to call this. The McCain pizza pockets and the Pillsbury pizza pockets. They're both the same thing, just a different name. That's basically what this is right now. That's basically what we're looking at. The Nintendo Switch 2 is basically the same thing over again, and I'm so disappointed. So disappointed. I got excited to watch a trailer of something that like I had been highly anticipating, because as we all know, the CPU of that Switch wasn't necessarily the greatest. They just kind of released a half-cooked system where Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, for even the longest time, your game basically like, it's like playing League of Legends on a potato. It gets that slow. And I just hope this is better. Comment down below what you hope for from this. Like, comment, subscribe, drink your water. Let me know if you were disappointed by this too.